Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to model this type of quartz chair, which it is called, and I'll be showing you how to model it pretty fast and in a easy and quick manner. So here we are in 3ds Max, and the first thing we start out is we'll go to extended primitives, then we'll select Hedera, we'll select in the family, we'll go to dot and icos, and we'll just create this type of sphere. If you notice, it's not like a normal sphere. It's kind of unusual. I'll just center it by right clicking on the axis. Okay. And now I will put the family parameters, the P, to 0.35. So now you have this type of football shape. Okay. So now we select edit poly. We go to polygon selection. You can also press 4 for that. Alright. So go to the front view and I'll delete, as you can see, I will delete these. Alright, I can delete this one as well and delete these two. So now we have something that looks like this. Now I'll press 5 and select the whole thing. I'll press 4 again and I'll right click and go to insert. I'll go to by polygon and I'll decrease it. I'll put it to 2 mm maybe. Right, that looks good enough, and I'll detach. Now I'll select the whole the boundary part. As you can see, the full boundary is selected, and now I'll shell it. So I'll shell the outer mount. I'll put it 5. So I have this type of shape right now. And now what we do is, if we sorry if we now that we have this part selected, that means inside, if we delete, you can see, so we have that selected. Now we will also shell the same thing. So we'll shell it. Outer amount will give 15 and inner we shall give 10. Also I'll just change the color. I'll keep it gray. I'll keep this one dark gray just for the purpose of it. Alright, so now we get this type of shape. Segments, we need the segments. Alright, so basically if you notice in the image, we will have this part scaling inward and it won't scale completely, so we need to add some segments. So I'll add 3. Okay, now if you put it to editable poly and we select, now each of these are separate elements. Alright, each of them are separate elements, which is quite good. Okay, so now I can press 4. Now I'll go to view and I'll select local over here, so it will push on this. If it has it on view, then it won't go in the proper direction that I want it to. So select local. Even for scaling, it should be not view, it should be local. So then I'll scale it inward. So there you can see how I want it. So that looks good. So the same thing we do for all of them. Just select this and we scale it inward a bit. Press 5, press 4. So I'll just fast forward this part. Also, you can press W and now pull out if you want some of them. I can push them in, pull it out, push in, what as you want. Okay, so right now I'm pretty happy with this. I'll select the whole thing and I'll put a chamfer modifier. So now what happens is smooths out the edges basically. And if you decrease the tension, you can see how it changes along the border. If you increase the tension to 1, it's completely flat, but it will give a slight bend if it's 0.5. So I put it to 0.5. That should be good. You can increase segments if you want to. I prefer not to. Just keep it 1. And I have something that looks like this. Now I'll just turbo smooth this full thing. And there we have something that looks quite nice. Also, another thing is, um, I have forgotten rather, is that that this is a chair, and suppose someone sits on it, it will start rolling. So you need a flat surface. So I'd prefer that these four, one, two, three, four, have a flat surface over here. Their undersides should be flat on the ground, so it won't roll over or have any problem. So I'll just fix that. Okay, so I'll go back to the editable poly. I'll just hide all of these, and I'll select vertex selection, and I'll go and select all of these vertices, and I put it on Z axis. Now, so you can see this is kind of weird, so you can just switch back to view and be perfect. And I'll put it to, whoops, it went to 0, my bad. You can just pull it down a bit. That's good enough. So now, as you can see, they all are in one line. Now you can select the full object, put chamfer on, put turbo smooth on, and then again an editable poly. But now you can see it's kind of screwing it up. So we can always, we'll just delete this, and we can put the editable poly on top. That's 4. And do this selection. So sometimes you can make these type of mistakes. So I didn't make copies, but you can make copies. So if you have any errors, you can always correct them. This won't take too much time to do, so no worries on that. And I'll select similar. I'll go to soft selection, use soft selection, put it to 5, put this to local, and now I'll just push it out to out. Yeah, that's good enough. And there you have it. You have this type of model. So it looks pretty nice. And then what you can do is you can select the full thing, and that can now select the full thing. You can move it, or you can even group it together. Put it to group. You can change the name if you want to. So now you have this type of model. It looks pretty nice. There you can see. But also now notice that this is pretty sharp while we are turbo smoothed. Now in reality you don't have so many of these sharp edges. So what we'll do is we'll just select this model, we'll ungroup it, we'll select this thing, put an editable poly on it. Sorry, we'll put a tessellate first. So now it's tessellating, and put the iterations to 3, and now we can turbo smooth it. And now I have this type of smooth kind of curve over here. So it looks pretty nice and pretty neat. Alright, and now we can group the full thing and put it to comfy chair. There you have it. So you have this type of model. It looks pretty neat and pretty nice. Thank you for watching, and if you do like my content, do consider liking and subscribing to my channel.